Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been for fucking ever since I last did a video, so I figured now would be as good of a time as any. So I'm literally making dinner right now. I just went on a run. It's Saturday night. I just went on a run and now I'm gonna be making spaghetti squash, and hella people ask me like, how do you make it? And it's really easy. So I figured the best way would be to do a live demonstration as I make my dinner. I'm also gonna get some wine, and it'll be a cool opportunity to catch everyone up because I haven't been online. I've been in Austin for the last 2 weeks at South by Southwest, and I'm like finally home and feel like I have my life back together, and I've maybe caught up on sleep, but I may need to sleep in for like another 3 days. Life is so hard. And I'm leaving for Coachella in like another week, which is why I'm on my healthy grind, because gotta get that Coachella bod. Hey. So I already got ahead of myself, I guess. I have like, this is probably like a pound or so of spaghetti squash. This is what they look like. I know there's a lot of squashes at the store. And the best way to cut this guy in half, which if you're gonna bake it in the oven, that's the way that I do it. It's optional if you find that it's really hard to cut when you get there, but I'll talk about that in a sec. But you cut it in half and you put it in just like a regular pan. You'll cut it in half and you'll put a little bit of water in here before you put it in the oven, because it'll help it steam, so it'll get super tender. Because spaghetti squash is a substitute for pasta. So like, I never eat pasta. I try to stay gluten-free, and so that eliminates a lot of my carb options. And for the longest time, like before gluten-free got to be a trendy thing, like when we were doing it before it was cool, there weren't as many options available, and so spaghetti squash is like the shit. It is so much better than any gluten-free pasta that I'm pretty sure is still out on the market, and it's good for you because it's a vegetable. It's a starchy one, so it's like the most optimal kind of carb you can eat, and it tastes great. AKA like nothing. It tastes like whatever kind of sauce you put on. So I blogged about baking spaghetti squash and putting the creamy avocado sauce from Oshi Glows on top. And tonight I'm gonna bake this, and I'm gonna make like spaghetti meat sauce because I'm hungry and I want wine, and that sounds good. But it's still healthy because I'm not really eating pasta, but I feel like I'm eating pasta, so it's really satisfying. And I'm not cheating. Like, I'm back on my strict diet grind, I guess you could say. Just after like the new year and traveling and like down in Texas eating barbecue, like it just feels good to be like, no, like I'm not gonna have dessert, like I'm gonna be like cleansing, like I wanna do a detox, minus wine, because wine doesn't count. Wine keeps me like a sane person, so like it's a critical part of my diet. But I'll vlog more about that because I have had years of figuring out my diet and what works, and just like general good guidelines for, you know, healthy eating to get ready for a festival that's not crash dieting, or, you know, if you're younger than me, because I'm an old lady now, I turned 26 like a week or two ago, you know, like look your best for prom or whatever formals sorority girls go to. So anyway, what you do is, if you have a garbage disposal, you're gonna stick this face down in here to keep it steady, because you're gonna have to take like a nice big ass knife and chop it down the center. Before you go through and do this though, you want to make sure that my oven's over here. I haven't figured out my camera situation yet in the kitchen, but I feel like I'm really gonna like cooking videos, so I'm gonna figure it out. But anyway, my stove and oven is over here where you can't see, but preheat your oven to 400 and then go to prep your squash. And I had the great idea to do this video after I preheated my oven, so it's already ready to go. But so anyway, you're pretty much just gonna hack through the center of the squash, and Yeah, you can't see it. I'm sorry. I would bring you over here, but then I would have to fix this all. And I want to be able to upload this in a single clip because I'm not good at editing yet. And editing gives me anxiety and it makes me psycho. And you guys don't want to see me when I'm psycho. So anyway, cut it in half. I kind of use my other hand to like get it down because the rind or the shell of the spaghetti squash before it's cooked is like tough. So you gotta put some like elbow grease into getting this in. Yeah! Oh shit. Mine's not very straight. Sometimes that happens. It smells kind of like a pumpkin. It's kind of like reminiscent of that. Yeah, I did not do a good job cutting that. I think my knife is bent because I've like cut so many spaghetti squash and like other things with this knife, and so it just like goes to the side. This is a cool knife though. I have a really big pink one that's the same. It's pure Komachi high carbon stainless steel. I got them all at Whole Foods because I love Whole Foods and I like knives. And they come with so many different colors. Look, these are all of this pure Komachi Whole Foods Brilliance knives. They're awesome. They're really sharp and they've lasted. So if you're in Whole Foods and you're looking for a knife, I would highly recommend these. And they're pretty colors. But mine's bent now because I've done it. I've abused it. And so then out here in Seattle, we're really about Mama Earth. So I compost. You should get into it if you are not familiar with composting. You should look it up. Yeah, this is the pumpkin type of thing where you want to scoop out all the seeds because what's gonna bake and come out stringy is like the meat inside of the squash shell. This is like a nice like arm workout too. Cutting, cleaning. And this is how I really am spending my Saturday night. It's 8:30. I just went on a run and now I'm gonna make dinner. Maybe gonna have a glass of wine or two. Probably gonna do some work. Isn't my life fun? But I was just out of town for 2 weeks doing a lot of shit, and I am going to be out of town for another 2 weeks in April. If you're going to Coachella, leave me a comment and tell me what weekend you're going because I'm going to be there both. So I'd love to meet any internet friends, any YouTubers, any of my Twitter followers, whoever you are, let me know. I'll be there. Yuck. I mean, I liked doing pumpkins when I was like 6, but this is kind of like not. Ooh. Yeah. I feel like this. It also depends on like how picky you are about these strands. Like you really don't need to clean it that carefully, but like all you want to do is get the seeds out. I just am crazy and a perfectionist, so I like to make it perfect. Ugh. There's one seed stuck. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you just lay it down. Not hard. You got, it's like a ½ inch of water. And my oven's already hot, so all you do is And most spaghetti squash, unless you're dealing with like a huge one, only need to be in there if they're cut up for like 30 to 45 minutes. You can poke a fork in the, like flip them over and poke a fork in the center, and like you'll be able to tell once it starts flaking off and kind of turning up spaghetti, squash, spaghetti looking pieces, that it's probably ready. But if you can't get a knife through your squash, then you can roast it whole, or you can prepare spaghetti squash a bunch of different ways, but this is just like the way that I most prefer. You can roast it whole in the oven, but you need to bake it for at least an hour because it's gonna have to soften up like through the entire thing. Whereas when it gets in here, it's like half baking, half steaming. So it just gets super tender and like cooks really well. But no worries if you can't cut through your squash, even if you're using the sink. And what I'm making, this is my little compost thing, isn't it cute? What I'm making for my sauce is grass-fed beef and tomato sauce. I'm making like a regular meat sauce, but I have heirloom tomatoes that I'm gonna add in fresh, and then when this gets out, it's gonna have to cool off, and I'm gonna have the sauce going on the stove. I'm gonna broil some broccoli that I got, because if you slice it kind of thin and you put it on like a shallow pan and you stick it in the broiler on low, it'll be thin, they'll be, you know, thin enough sliced to cook through, and they'll get crispy, and so they won't get like soggy, because like steaming is so boring to me. Like I can't be bothered to steam vegetables anymore. But it's got like a super good like little crunch and like kind of caramelized burnt, but like you have to watch it because like it'll burn really, really quickly, but it's really good. So I'm gonna make that once this comes out, and then I'll be done. So spaghetti squash, super simple pasta substitute, way better for you. It's a fucking vegetable. Eat more of them. Thanks for cooking with me. Hopefully this tastes good. I'll let you all know when I Instagram my photo of my meal, I'm sure. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you have any like food or general video requests, because I promise that I'm gonna be doing more of these, and I'm gonna get better at getting on a schedule with them. So leave me a comment, tell me what you'd like to see. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.